Let's go, let's go. Hey, rich friends. It's been a minute, but your girl, I am Sheila Michelle, is back with season 2 of the podcast. And today we are doing it live. Do y'all know who we have in the studio? Do y'all know who we have in the studio? Let me just say how y'all, because you know what? I don't even know if y'all are ready for this. We're about to teach y'all how to go viral. So, you know, if we're teaching you how to go viral on social media, we can only have the one and only Miss Kierra Sade in here. Yay!
Hey.
Woo, woo, woo. So today we don't have a in-studio audience. So, y'all, it's just us and y'all. So let's get right into it. So first of all, thank you so much, gorgeous,
Aw,
for being here.
thank you for having me.
So I want to go into the tea for the people, okay? Because it's Sunday, all right? It's Sunday, and all of the entrepreneurs, you know, they washing clothes, they cooking collard greens, they going to church, you know, they ironing clothes, and they are also thinking about how the heck they gonna make money this week,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's what they thinking about.
Yep.
Right? How they gonna get to the bag this week? How they gonna get to the business this week? And so I'm very grateful and thankful to have you here. I prayed and asked God to just, because, you know, I know you're a faith-based woman like I am. That's why we be looking good. See, faith-based, let me tell y'all something. If y'all don't believe in God, baby, that will beat out some of these BBLs or BBTs these people be getting. Baby, let me tell you, if you want to look good, you just need to believe in God. Let's start there. So,
Amen.
but I already prayed and asked God to just really take over this conversation
Yes.
and, you know, let this information flow, let it be clear, let it be concise, and more importantly, let people execute, right?
Amen.
So tell us, on a typical Sunday, how do you prepare for your business?
So on a typical Sunday, I'm a very spontaneous creator. So
Okay.
some people dedicate Sundays or Saturdays to being off, to not doing nothing. Me, I just listen to my body. And most of the times, oddly enough, that's on Tuesdays when I take my rest. It's like, I be pumped up. Like, I think Sundays are a perfect day to create content because it's empty outside. Like
Okay.
how, when we just
Yeah.
came in here, like for people that are scared to shoot content out in public in front of
Yeah.
people, Sundays are a great day to do that because, people are spending time with their families, they're in the house. And then more importantly, if you have a career like I do, because I still have a career on the side,
Okay.
typically most people are not working on the weekends. So why not, get yourself
Yes.
together, create some content. You just said they washing clothes, making coffee, all of that is content.
Did y'all hear that? All of
What are
that.
they
So
talking
your
about?
whole regular life is content. And I like that because I feel like at one point, like, you know, 2020, 2021-ish, you know, everything was so branded. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it was very branded. But
Yeah.
like right now, like everything truthfully is content. And that's the
Yeah.
good news, right?
Yeah.
Another thing that I wanted to get into with you is how I remember when I first came across your profile. um, I believe that you had to rebuild your entire following from scratch, right?
Yeah.
And not only did you do that on Instagram, but you also came over and did that on TikTok, right? You did a whole
Yeah.
rinse and repeat, baby.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, first, I want people to know that obviously it's not by luck. Most entrepreneurs feel like people grow and it's all luck. You know what I'm saying? But I truly believe luck comes from taking chances, right? You can't win the lottery if you don't take the
If
chance.
you
You
don't
know what I'm
play,
saying?
you
You
can't
can't
win.
win
If
if
you
you
can't
don't play.
play.
The more you play, the more chances you got to
Right, right,
get
right, right,
lucky, right?
right.
But I'm one of those people that believes that it's not about if the opportunity will come. God gives everybody an opportunity.
Yes.
Are you ready when it gets here? You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So it was like, I had had a couple pages taken from me before, before I was into social media marketing. And I was just like, you know, this is a chance to just do it all over again, start fresh. It's a fresh
Yes.
slate.
So you didn't even sweat it.
No,
You didn't even sweat. You was never worried, never
no.
scared. and it was no words.
Yeah, it's like falling off at the gym. What you gonna do? Wish your muscles back?
You did the
You gotta
Suki.
go. You
What
gotta go work it.
obstacles? What
Yeah,
obstacles?
exactly. Like you can't be like, oh, I wish I still had my old muscles and my old body, and
Yeah.
not go out there and get it. If
Yeah.
you gotta start over because you fell off, you gotta start over. Or if it was taken from you or whatever, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If you gotta start over, you gotta start over. But sitting there every day saying, oh my God, I don't feel like it,
Yeah.
that ain't gonna get you nowhere. So
Yeah. So there are so many the word of God is just like resonating with me as you're saying all of those things. Now y'all know as polished as I try to be, I'm still ghetto, a little ghetto because I come from the college park project. So I got to tell my COO that I did not pay for my parking. So can you just go to that text message from Kierra and pay for the parking? It's a card right here in the purse because I don't want no freaking ticket this good Sunday.
I'm trying to tell
Back to
you.
our scheduled program. So I want to break that down for my rich friends because, like you said, first and foremost, a lot of times people do think it's luck. They think that, they're in a pool of people and God is only drawing certain names. And he already said he has no respect of person, right? He's
Exactly.
clear. He never told anybody that they could not be blessed. He told you things that can affect your blessing, but he never ever told you that you could not be blessed, right? But when you said, hey, you got to be willing to take a chance, that's faith. And you said you got to be prepared, right? And part of the word of God says study and show yourself approved, right?
Yep.
You also understanding in Romans, one of my favorite verses. I can't remember if it's Romans 5:3 or 3:5, but it talks about tribulation and it building perseverance and patience and character. And the last part of it says that when you hope, God will not make you ashamed. And you just like went with the flow. You just like, okay, God, this my test. I got it. I'm gonna pass the test. Like, you did it chin up and chest out.
Yep. Yep.
Yes, I
I
love
heard
it.
somebody's. I think it was Myron Golden. That's like he's like my father in my head. Like he's like my bestie. He just don't know it
Yes,
yet.
yes.
But he said something along the lines of, I forgot. I'll come back to it when I remember again.
Okay,
I completely forgot.
you'll come back to it.
What did you just say?
When I was saying you did it chin up, chest out. Like you just was like, okay, God, this my test. Like I'm not going to, the Bible talks about murmuring and complaining. And you didn't murmur and you didn't complain. You just went with
Right.
it.
The thought completely slipped my mind, but it was so good. It's gonna come back
It's going
later
to come back.
because they need to hear that.
Yes, absolutely. So you made a transition in the span of I know you just had a birthday, and shout out to all the Virgos. Bye
Hey.
y'all. Bye y'all. It's Libra season, baby. So it's Libra season, y'all. So bye Virgos. We definitely love our Virgos, right? Y'all are some unique creatures, and there are some things that I know only a Virgo can do. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm gonna give y'all props. But it's definitely Libra season. So I'm not sure how old you turn. I think 30-ish something. So in this 30-ish year span of your
Well, thank
life.
you for the compliment. I turned 38.
38, let's go. Oh yeah, babe. You looking a hot 30, 31. There's a significant transition that you made prior to becoming the successful content and social marketing strategist that's going to tell the people how to go viral today that you are. Talk to us about that transition.
So the transition I'm thinking you're referring to is me coming from being an exotic dancer over to becoming a business owner. I was an exotic dancer for 13 years.
Wow.
I went all over the place. I'm from Detroit, so I started in Detroit, Miami, Bahamas. I've been everywhere. And I always prophesied that I was going to go from one stage to the next. And what I meant was going from the stage with a pole to stages where I would prophesy over people, change their lives.
Yes.
I didn't know how I was going to do it or what the stage would look like, but it's coming to fruition. I've been on a number of stages now. But What happened was one day my daughters were wanting to go to mommy daughter work day, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, can't come to mommy daughter work day with me. And they're getting older. Like, why not? All the other kids get to go. Mom. And that really convicted me. It put me in a place where I had to really look at my life and say, is this really what, like, is this all you gonna do with your life? Like, you
Yeah.
think God created all of you to just do this?
Right.
Like, nah, this ain't it. So I went and started trying to find different businesses I could start. I started a pole studio. I started a boutique. I started an online dating coach. I started every business.
Yeah.
And this business kind of found me because I was always good at branding and marketing. I just didn't know it. I didn't know that that's what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of found me. People started asking me, well, how did you grow? How did you do this? How did you figure out hashtags? How did you? And I'm like, okay, cool. Now this taking a lot of time to be answering y'all. So I'm going to have to start charging y'all. And they're like, okay, cool. And that's how my coaching business started 4 years ago. And I ain't looked back.
All right. Look at God.
Yeah.
What motivated you to be an exotic dancer?
Money. So I started off as a shot girl in the strip club. And I was just like back then it was the make it rain era. So like guys was just like, who can make it rain the most? And I'm just in there, just money just falling on me everywhere. And I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, I can't keep coming in here trying to sell these little Kool-Aids. These guys looking at me like I'm crazy. And they just in here just like, it looked like one of those machines where the money be blowing around.
Right. Right.
Like it's
Right.
just
Right.
like, get as much as you can. And I'm
Right.
like, nah, ain't no way. So one day I walked in there like I'm about to dance too. And so I danced.
Okay. Okay. Now, obviously, that's a big uh, pay rate change going from being an exotic dancer, right, to coming to social media and being a coach. What was that adjustment like?
So that's a good question. The adjustment wasn't really. So now I make good money. You know what I'm saying? I'm making what I used to make back then. It's
Right.
just, I would say, like the same thing then. You got slow days, you know what I'm saying? And you got really good days,
Right.
those days where I went home with 8,000, same with
Right.
business. And there was days I go home with 200 or I'm in the hole because I had to invest in myself first. I had to pay to get my makeup done, pay to get my hair
Yes.
curled, buy the
Yes.
outfit, buy the $300 sparkly shoe. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And every day I had to get makeup and hair done. So that
Right.
was always an investment. I had to
Right.
tip in, and it reminds me of business right now, how so many new business owners expect to see profit and they don't want to invest in themselves.
Mm.
So the prettiest girls, the ones who kept themselves up, the ones who invested in themselves more, even the ones who went and get surgery with their bodies, those are the ones who made the most money
Yeah.
because they invested in
Because they
themselves more. They invested
invested.
in their look.
Yeah.
They invested in their brand. Their body was their brand. Whatever your brand is, are you investing in it,
Right.
right? But going back, the adjustment was when I just quit cold turkey and I moved to Atlanta with my dad. And I'm like, I ain't bringing no money in every day. The adjustment was before I got to the business when I got a real job as a flight attendant. I was like, who gotta wait 2 weeks on the paycheck? Like,
Yeah.
that's it. Didn't the paycheck come and it's like, this, so I could have made this in 2 hours. It just
Right.
took me 2 weeks to make, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or it just took me a whole month of what I
Right.
used to make in an hour. And that's how I knew, this career is cool and all, but it's
Right.
not gonna suffice for the lifestyle that I desire to have, the
Right.
lifestyle that I know God wants me to have. It's not a lifestyle of struggle and penny pinching and
Right.
budgeting. Okay, but penny pinching and telling your kids, "Oh, I can't take you here, I can't take you there, you can't get your hair done this week." That just wasn't something that I wanted to. I didn't even know how to function. Like,
Right. Right.
so it was hard going from there, and that is what made me so hungry to figure out another avenue of how to bring some income in, going
Right.
back to that income that I was used to getting,
Right.
daily income, or if I go
Absolutely.
to work, at least I get paid the day I go to work. Like, what you mean I got to work and then wait 2 weeks for you to pay me for the work I did today?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Two questions from that. Thank you for sharing that. Is number one, Was there a formal conversation with your daughters, or you just made the switch?
I just switched right on into that thing. They found out, my daughters found out that I danced when I wrote my book called Strip Bare Naked, and my
Mm-hmm.
oldest daughter read it when she was about 11 because she loves books. She's a very avid reader, and she was sitting at my desk one day, and I'm like, why is she not doing with her homework? She was reading the book, and I'm like, well, it's out now. So, but it was really special because she wrote a note in there before I was leaving one day on one of my trips for work, and she said, "Don't open it until you get to work." And what she wrote in there was, "Mommy, I'm so proud of you."
Aw,
Yeah, so I was like,
that's tear jerking.
right,
That's tear jerking.
right.
Um, the second question is, do you believe in the soft life? When you were talking about, what you were just mentioning, and it just made me think, because I feel like I got some opinions about this whole soft life stuff, soft girl era and soft life and all that,
Right,
as
right,
it
right,
relates to like how God expects us to live life to attain his presence,
right.
right? So what's your opinion on soft life?
My opinion on soft life is you got to do some hard things first in order to get to the soft life. You know what I'm saying? An egg has a shell that's hard, but on the inside it's soft. You got to get through the hard first. Like you can't just wake up. There's a scripture in the Bible. I don't know where. I never know the address, but I be knowing the story that says basically if you lazy, you don't get
You
no
don't
bread.
eat.
If you lazy, you don't eat.
You don't work, you don't eat.
Sluggers don't eat. Or if you don't store up for the winter, you have nothing for the summer. So I feel like if you think you gonna just wake up and make money off your good looks, something even models don't do that. They gotta work. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even get
Right,
the
they
way
look good, but they gotta
they had to
they
work
still
to
gotta, yeah, they gotta advertise that. They gotta
they gotta
promote.
work to get there. They gotta go to
Yes.
the gym. They gotta eat a certain way. They gotta
Right.
invest in makeup, hair.
Yeah.
They gotta do auditions. They
Yeah.
gotta invest in walking coaches,
Yeah.
interview. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like nobody looks at what goes on behind the scene. They just think, oh, it looked like she got it made.
Right.
And you probably ain't willing to do half of what she did to be living this soft
Right.
life. You know, like
Right.
the money ain't just fall out the sky.
Right. No, it didn't. Like you said, you have to invest in yourselves. And I think that it's so watered, it's being used that it is watered down, but it really is the truth. Like you do have to invest in yourself. The question is, who do you invest in? What do you invest in, right? So I wrote a whole book called Becoming Coachable because I felt as though people didn't understand the coaching process, so they weren't making the best decisions, and it was actually sabotaging. So then they would just kind of get um just basically become disdain and cynical about coaching. And it's like, no, coaches are in place to help you and will help you, right? Change the whole trajectory of your life, like, in fact, right? But you got to pick the right one for you.
For you.
For you. And
Yeah.
then you got to pick the right program for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I love that you definitely have to invest. And, that's why I have rich friends, because, baby, rich people know they got to invest. Like,
Exactly.
that's it. Like, that's the post. You have to invest. Like, you don't work, you don't eat. I have an affirmation. One of my favorite affirmations that there's this woman that she's a coach, and when she speaks, a lot of times I just make affirmations from the things that she says. And so one of the affirmations that I have is, there's a high return on all my investments. And I also have an affirmation that is, I invest like I have it. And when I tell you, those two things keep me in check.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
start to, because I think investing in yourself is like some, like, we get comfortable investing in certain things. Like, we already know we gotta get our hair done, we gotta get our makeup done, we know we gotta wear something. Like, we good with that. That's the easy
We want the
stuff.
quick return
Yeah.
investments.
This conference $300, but it's like at the point that it's like pushing your boundary, right? And so I remember I went to I'm into tax liens, right? I think for people who may not have or may not want to invest a lot of money, but they want to be in real estate, get their
Mhm.
feet wet. I feel
Mhm.
like that's is almost a no brainer to me,
Yeah.
right? So I went. The taxes that were due were like $1,500. So in a perfect world, I would have just paid $1,500, and this property would have been mine. It's a lot that's inside of a subdivision. The subdivision is a subdivision in Gwinnett County, great county. The school ratings are all good, and the homes are like 4, 5, $600,000. So I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely want to go and bid on that. And I got into a bidding war. I got into a bid war, girl. It became a who got the biggest P type conversation.
Uh-huh.
So we went from 1,500 all the way up to 17,500.
For 400, 500, $600,000 house.
Well, it wasn't the home; it's the lot that's in the community.
Okay.
I prefer the lots,
Okay.
because sometimes the home, somebody may still be living in that
Yeah.
home, or
Mhm.
just different things like that. So I actually just prefer
For
a
the lot.
lot where I can
Okay.
start. So we went all the way to 17.5. I took it home for 17.5, and it was those affirmations. Now I went overboard. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like I went overboard. Cause 6K was really where I wanted to stop.
Mhm.
But even when we feel like we're doing something, we may have pushed the envelope with God. He'll come back and affirm
Yeah.
for us. And so when I went to get the check and came back to the clerk's office, with the check, the woman that I was bidding against, or bidding with was in there. So I'm
Mm.
thinking, she probably knows them. She probably do this all the time, or whatever. She was there to see if I wasn't coming back with the check, y'all.
Mm.
I need y'all to know that black girls got the checks too. We got the checks too,
Mm.
baby. And so I was walking in, and the clerk was like, telling her, um, explaining something to her. And then I heard something. I was like, oh, I have the check right here. I'm here.
Mm.
Because what happens is if you don't come back with the check,
Mhm.
then
They
they
can
they
buy it.
put they put they put it back out there. So I say that to say that sometimes investing in ourselves is actually, we have to push the envelope a little bit, on
Mhm.
investing in ourselves. And I love that because me not even knowing you well, I first saw you at Spot Expo in 2020.
Mhm.
And you were doing content. You spoke, and you also, you were doing a lot of
That was my
content.
very first speaking engagement.
Yes, I caught you there. And I feel like I can tell that you're somebody that invests in yourself and not just the pretty stuff.
Mhm.
I can tell you feed your soul.
Mhm.
I can tell that you invest in your community. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So
Yeah, and that made me think. I told you it was gonna come back to me.
let's
So,
go.
the thing that Myron Golden said is he said that the people that have the most to lose are the least scared to lose it, and the people that have the least to lose are the most scared to lose it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that intertwines with what you were just talking about because it's always somebody who ain't even got nothing to
Right.
lose who be trying to hold on to it so tight. Their
Right.
mindset is that of scarcity, so they don't know that God loves multiplication. He wants you to use these
Yes.
things to multiply it, right? You ain't scared to go pay 500 for your hair, but you
Yes.
scared to spend $50 on an ebook that'll help you. I'm gonna tell you this story. Like, okay, so I've had this drone for 2 years, right? I done did all this traveling, can't figure out. Oh, I put a drone. Oh, it's too hard. Let me put it back in. Put it out. Oh, it's too hard. Let me put it for 2 years. Now, last week, I'm like, skip this. I'm about to figure out how to fly this freaking drone. I had it. It's outdated now at this
Yeah.
point. I'm going to figure out how to use this drone. I take it outside. I done flew it into the neighbor's tree, crashed it into the neighbor's tree, couldn't find it. Me and my boyfriend outside, Easter egg hunting, looking for the dang on. We like, I see the trampoline. It's like, gotta be something for 30 minutes. He finally like, oh, it's right there. Literally, like, just right there out in plain sight. So, boom, I put it back in the box. This 4-figure investment. Put it back. I ain't doing this. So yesterday, the coach and me said, Kierra, you're gonna fly the drone every day until you figure out how to do it. There is no way these people out here know how to fly no drone better than you. It
Right.
cannot be that hard.
Right.
So I go out there. The first take, I was like, I was trying to get it to fly by itself without me holding the thing. The first take, boom, goes off. Beautiful shot. And I said, I wonder how much time and money I done missed out on from not just finding somebody I could have paid to show me what to do with
Yeah.
that drone.
Yeah.
Even if it was $1,000, that's a whole nother aspect of my business that I could have been.
Oh, another lane.
And it took me 2 years. How many people are holding up on their dreams of where they're supposed to be at because they want to do it, they want to figure it out on their own. Oh, I could find it on Google, I could find it on YouTube,
Yes.
I could watch your free lives and da 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 da.
Yes.
So you gonna take 2 years when you
Right.
could have been and made 100,000, 300,000, 400,000. If you miss out on 400,000 for 2 years, that's $800,000 you missed out on. You telling me an $800 investment is worth you
Yes.
missing out on $800,000?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
So yeah, I love that. I love the fact that you said you hang around rich people, and then people go, oh, they don't want to hang around me. No, nobody wants to hang around somebody who ain't doing the work, because rich people will hang around people who don't got a check.
Yeah.
They didn't already have it,
Yeah.
but you got to be working.
Hmm.
They got to see you working. Candace came and found me. I had 200 followers.
Yeah.
I wasn't making no for real money. I didn't have me hit six figures yet.
Yeah.
She saw me working.
Yes.
You know, wealthy people respect people who are putting in the work. They respect people who are tending to their garden,
Right.
not just sitting there on the sidelines saying, grow, grow, grow. Like,
Right. Like it's
so,
magic.
yeah, grow. Like, that ain't how it works. So.
Absolutely. No, I think that's a great story for everybody to hear because, as adults, especially if we are leaders or, strong in whatever craft we have and we're crossing over into something new, it's like, oh, I can figure out, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
She can't tell me this, that pride. But the Bible also says that pride comes before destruction. And I also think that pride comes before being broke.
It also says something about seeking counsel, like seeking
Yeah.
good counsel.
Yeah.
Like, that is the cheat. Everybody wants to know the cheat code, they don't want to pay for it.
They do. They do. I have so many people that I talk to in sales calls, and I'm sure that you do too, who are not prepared to invest in what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to be disrespectful or gaslight anybody. It's to say that if you're on a decision call, that means that you're on a decision call and you're ready to move forward with something that, obviously will make sense. And if you know you're not ready to do that, then instead, see what it is that you can work on in the meantime.
Right.
Right. Um, so I decided, I guess maybe last week, I was gonna no longer make that a challenge for me in my brain. That I was just gonna understand that sometimes it's like window shopping.
Mm-hmm.
And that what I needed to do was make sure that my process was qualifying people who had an investment that they can move forward with. And then for the people who didn't have an investment that they can move forward with, that they have things like the newsletter and the text list and the IG subscription. They have other mediums to begin to work on their dream, from a window shopping standpoint.
Right.
But see, even that, right? That even just understanding that. So really, really good. Pay, will you hit that for me? I'm gonna get Kierra through. You need a break? You
I'm
good? Okay. Okay, so the team put together some good questions. I had the team go over to Kierra Shmoney's IG and check it out and come up with some questions. And so another question that they had for you was, what is the connection between you being an exotic dancer and digital marketing? Like, so now you've been in digital marketing a minute, like, you will go in the game. Do you see any similarities?
I do. I actually sometimes teach the funnel from a dancer's perspective. And a lot of people listening may not know what a funnel is if they're not that advanced in marketing yet. But a funnel is just a process you use to take somebody from being a stranger to a customer. It's just a journey, or some people call it a customer journey now. So as a dancer, right, we have a time where we go on stage. That's our freebie or lead magnet. We're showing for free. Nobody paying us to go up there. Could we get paid? Yeah, we could get tipped. That's a tripwire, right? But we're on there showing what we got, right? We giving a taste of what we got. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. And the person who likes us will catch their eye. We don't have to try and force ourselves on
Yeah.
anybody. You know what I'm saying? We just out there, we showing what we got. We come off stage. If they're interested, they'll say, I want to buy into your offer. What do you have to offer? A dance, or what if you do something else, then that's on you. You know
That's
what I'm
on
saying?
you. Yeah.
But what I learned in there around niching, target audience, all this, like there was a certain type of guy that did not like my type.
Right.
Beige men. I'm too light for them. My butt was too big for them. But
Okay.
they liked a slimmer, darker girl, big boobs. That's their target audience. And when I try and force myself on a man who I'm not his type, he gets irritated. He
Yeah.
wants to leave. The
Yeah.
same way with people out here in the world, we try to force ourselves. Oh, my stuff is for everybody. No, it's not. You
Correct.
ain't for everybody. Your
Correct.
business can never be for everybody.
Right.
If you focus, you only got so much time at work today.
Right.
If you focus that time wisely, you'll tap into the people that are ready to pay you, ready to give you money. But you got to have a good stage presence, right? You
Yeah.
got to have a good lead magnet. You got to have some good content. That's your stage presence.
Yeah.
That's you got to invest into that brand, making it look good. Now, like you said earlier, everything used to be curated. What looks good to people, now is something attainable. Is this raw? Like, is this real? Can I connect to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, still shoot the professional
I love
content,
that.
but if you can't make content without it having to invest in a photographer, a videographer all the time,
Yeah.
that might slow you up unless you just got a team. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But if you just starting out, you got to work with what you got.
Exactly. Use
So,
what you got. TD Jakes always say everything you need is in your house.
listen,
Use
and
what
it
you got.
is. It is. Like people letting 12-year-olds become millionaires on YouTube because they scared to pull out their cell
That's
phone.
true.
A 12-year-old ain't got no more than what you got. They do
Correct.
now because they didn't care
Right.
about what people thought. They were just creating content around things that they love doing.
Yeah.
Opening Easter egg. My daughters used to watch these kids open Easter eggs on
Yeah.
YouTube for hours. Open Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Hours.
Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy. And it's like you just went on through your whole day. All of this information. You got all of this information. You hoarding it. You're not sharing it because you scared about what somebody gonna say or think about you. But you expect to. Where's the money
Yeah.
supposed to come from?
Yeah.
Nobody knows you exist.
What I like that you said is how much time do you have at work? As interesting as it seems, I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, I know I used to get up and I just be like, oh, I got to work today. And for me, that meant work all day long. This year, I started reading a book called The 12-Week Year, and it revolutionized how I use my time. So I think if people start thinking of their business, their company as an entrepreneur, in terms of I got an 8 hour day or I got a 4 hour day, then that will make them prioritize, the things that they need to do,
Yeah.
and not think that they can do everything and do all the shiny things and get distracted and all those things. So that was good.
That used to be my dance name too.
What was it?
Distraction.
Distraction. I have heard you say that before.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that was something I was names hold power. So I was letting people call me and say distraction, distraction,
Yeah.
distraction to me for years, distracting myself from my purpose.
From your purpose.
Yeah,
But everything in God's timing, right?
yeah. If you let it be,
Yeah.
if you,
Everything
I
in
could
God.
still be in there. He give us free will.
Right.
I could still be like, well, this is easier. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's easy to just go in here. And I could have still been stuck in there, because it was an adjustment trying to get out of that fast money. Like, it was such a hard adjustment. Like, if I wanted some money today, I could go to work today and get
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? And the
Right.
same with digital products and everything too. But that was something I was doing for 10, 12, 13 years. So
Right.
it was easy for me, And I feel like there would be girls that would come in, oh, can you teach me this pole trick? Because I made it look so easy. It looks so
Yeah.
effortlessly. And I would say, well, you need to learn this step first. They'd be like, no, I can do it. Floop, boom. And I'm like, yeah, I just told you I've been
Right.
doing this for years.
Right. Right.
You don't know I've been doing this for
Right.
years. And I know I make it look effortless. but it is not.
Yeah.
It's very much. I put the effort in 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So when people come and try to compare themselves or their content to mine, or to some other content creator who's
Yeah.
been creating content for 7, 8, 9, 10 years and they just started 2 months ago,
Yeah.
you you can you can't just say I want her 6 pack. I'm gonna get it today.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Right. Right.
And then and one question people always ask me is, how long do I have to be consistent before I start seeing
Oh
results?
Lord.
I don't know. That's like asking me, how long do you have to be consistent at the gym before you start seeing
Yeah.
results? It's different for
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
It depends on your lifestyle, depends on
Right.
your input, your output. It depends on everything. It depends on
Right.
your diet. What are you consuming daily? What are you
It's
putting
yeah,
out?
that's the mindset part.
Mm-hmm.
That's the mindset part.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What's the thing that you think people do? What's maybe the number one thing you think that people do related to digital marketing that they attempt to do too soon?
Monetizing.
Okay.
They try to monetize. They try to cash in before they build a community. And like I said, it's like they'll compare themselves to, people who have mastered and or invested, you know, into what they're doing, into their content creation, into their business, and they haven't even hit the iceberg.
Yeah.
Icebergs, we only seeing the
Correct.
10% of it. That's what a lot of people do. They compare that 10% that they
To
seeing, and
everything.
they think that, oh, this is the only thing I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
It's like the back end of people's system. People don't know the back end. Like, I set my content up as a system. If I say drop this comment here, I'm gonna send you this. As soon as I make the piece of content, they're now going down my funnel. I don't have to be there to reply to them. It's gonna automatically have a bot
The
that's
system.
automatically
Yeah.
replies to them, sends them the thing. Then they in my funnel. My email system is gonna automatically send them a welcome sequence.
Right.
Then it's gonna automatically follow up. If they choose to buy after that, the system is doing all of the work.
Yeah.
Right, but I had to put that together.
Right.
I had to put
You
that
got
in
to
place.
strategize and plan,
I had to
organize.
put that in place. It didn't just, oh, I want this to do, and boom, like
Right.
that's how, when people think passive income or autopilot, there is work. That's why I say, yeah, you might have to do some hard things first before you get to the soft
To you get
life.
to stuff like, whoo, okay, let me run. Let me rewind. Let's talk about some key points really quickly, right? So, what I heard you say so far, if you are thinking about going viral, whether you want to go viral for kicks and giggles, whether you want to go viral, to increase the visibility and profitability of your brand, what I heard is number one, you got to be willing to take a chance.
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand there are no guarantees and there is no timeline. Everything is God's timing.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I heard that you have to invest in yourself, whatever that means for you, right? Time is money and money is time.
Yeah.
I heard that you need to seek good counsel. So you
Mm-hmm.
need to find the best of the best. So if you are looking at your social media strategy and your content creation and wanting to do something that is alignment with the goals that you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
For what it is that your content is to do, the impact that you're seeking, right? Then obviously you want to get with Kierra. I also heard that not too much too soon, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like when you go to dinner and you have like a 5-course meal, like enjoy the first course, enjoy the
The
salad.
appetizer
Yeah,
and the
enjoy the
salad.
appetizer, enjoy the soup, you know what I mean? Enjoy
Mm-hmm.
your entree and then enjoy your dessert, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like enjoy your journey along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be so focused on what you perceive to be the end, because you can also see from Kierra's journey that it's been just that, a journey. So it's been one thing to the next.
Mm-hmm.
There was a decision to stop being distracted,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then there was the decision to go into multiple things as a content strategist, right? You're not just like, oh, let me show you how to, create content. Like
Right.
it's
But when I started, I focused on one thing, and that was hashtags. I taught people hashtags, and that was it.
that's it. That was it.
That's why I can really speak. When
Really?
I say niche down, I can speak from experience. I made 6 figures from selling an ebook and a workshop on
On
hashtags
hashtags.
with no paid ads.
Wow. No paid ads.
Hashtags.
Kleenex. Okay. That's that ghetto thing, y'all. Never mind. That's amazing. So you really went niche.
I really went niche because I was new. And that's the thing. That's why I feel like people try and monetize too soon. You haven't even built a community to know what they need or want from you yet.
Yes.
Right?
I
So,
love
granted,
that.
you might be coming online because you have a business already, but where did you build that business out of? Who told you they needed it? Or did you
Yes.
just get that from somebody else? Or this what
Correct.
somebody else is doing? If you build a community around you, your personality, and who you
Yes.
are, and then let them tell you what they need and or want,
Clearly, we can't rob a bank
you,
together. Oh, yes, we can.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank
But
you.
my community told me that they wanted hashtags from me. That's why I did so
That's what you gave
well.
it to them. Yes, I love that. And so, also, communities. I hope y'all writing this down because, I don't come just to talk, I come to help people execute and get operationalize on their God given purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because when we don't do that, that's how we end up in trouble,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So you got to execute. What do you consider to be your niche now?
My niche right now would be growth, social media
Growth.
growth, marketing, content creation, that whole,
Yeah. And
I
growth
can
is important.
expand now, that
Yeah.
I've made a mark into the marketplace,
Yeah.
but I think people try to come out doing everything and nobody knows them, so you can't get known for something. Therefore, you can't build a brand off anything
Right.
because nobody remembers you over here doing this, you
Right.
over here doing this because they're comparing themselves to people who have been in the industry a little
Right.
longer.
Right.
Oh, well, they're promoting this and that and this and that. Okay, well, keep on doing it and see how it work out for you. You
Right.
don't know how they started.
Right.
And a lot of people who've been in the industry longer, I do think forget to continue to share their story
Yeah.
so that people don't get it misconstrued or confused thinking that you started like this. I always tell my story. I started
Right.
off hashtags. Like
Right.
I always tell it was one thing. I started going live when I had 3 followers.
Right.
For all of y'all who be like, oh, what if nobody show? I had 3 followers.
Right.
Who was I going live for? The three.
Exactly. But see, also there's something about the power of intention
Mm-hmm.
and divine alignment. So if you get up every day and you ask God what it is that He has for you to do in the earth, and
Mm-hmm.
you ask to be in alignment with heaven and earth, you just do that.
Yeah.
That's what you do. So it's like you really do have to do things that you enjoy doing and things where you organically want to help people,
Right.
because otherwise it is going to get tiring,
Yeah.
because money come and money go
Yeah.
all day long, and we need to understand that. Like Job is a great example of that, right?
Yes.
Like, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Like, that's what
Yes.
you got to understand. You could be doing all the right things and God could just have you in a certain season.
Exactly.
So you really do have to, you can't just do stuff just to be doing it, you
Mm-hmm.
know? um
You definitely gotta have some patience. I feel like a lot of people try to skip. Okay, so it's like the law of the seed.
mhm.
The day you plant the seed is not the day you see the fruit. And
It's another ghetto thing. It's not gang signs, I promise.
but
I don't
yeah, I
care.
think a lot
It's
of
gonna be
people are
something like
lacking
that.
patience and they're
Yeah.
operating their businesses out of desperation
Hmm.
because having a job isn't cool. Go get a
Yes.
job if you need to so you're not building your business out of desperation.
Yes.
People can see that.
Yes.
They can see that. They can see that you're doing this because you need some money. The light
Yeah.
bill coming up. You finna get kicked out the house.
Yeah.
The mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Versus you not needing that money.
Right.
You want it,
Right.
but you don't need that money from
Right.
your business. So you come and your heart posture is different.
Yes.
It's a heart posture of servitude, not
Yes.
gimme, gimme, gimme.
Yes.
Therefore, you can really build a community. You can show up without burnout. You know what I'm saying? You're
Yes.
not burnt out because I'm trying to post 3, 4
Yeah.
times a day. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You haven't taken time to just,
Yeah.
be silent, be quiet, listen to your
Hallelujah.
audience because
Yes.
you're moving out of
Yeah.
desperation. So I think people really need, and it's hard. I know it's hard, especially when you are in a situation in life where you need money right
Yeah.
now. But I feel like when you operate that way, now you're using people instead of using a platform.
Correct.
You're supposed to use the platform to help people. right? Not use
You're not
people.
helping the people helping you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was gonna mention that because I saw one of your posts and you were talking. It was one post you had, and you were like, the people they sense your desperation, like the
Mhm.
energy is
Yeah.
coming across the frequency,
Yeah.
and I definitely, understand that because we all think we're gonna make that next post and it's gonna go viral.
Mhm.
All right, so today we're talking to you about how to go viral. We ain't tell y'all which post was gonna go viral, just
Right.
so we clear,
Right.
right? But that's what people think. I'm gonna go buy this from this coach, and then I'm gonna go viral. I'm gonna do something one time. She did it a million times before she started telling me how to do it. But I'm special.
Right.
I'm just gonna do it, one time. But I think that is also that heart posture. That is definitely important. You got to fulfill people's needs, and
Mhm.
like you're saying, when it comes to community, like your community is not only the people that need what you have. So first of all, let's make sure we understand our community consists of people that actually need what we have. That's a that should make somebody lose 25 pounds, because now you'll stop fishing in the wrong pond, right?
Right.
The second part of community is the people that support us, the people that care about what we do,
Mhm.
and so they don't mind sponsoring us. They don't mind, a speaking engagement on our behalf.
Right.
They don't mind,
Right.
supporting
Serving the
our, yeah,
community with
service.
you.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, girl, you just so good. Let me see what else they got on here for you. They said, what challenges do you feel like you've had challenges in your transition, like personally or professionally?
Absolutely, absolutely. So there'll be times where I'll get so caught up in my business where I start neglecting my personal life, you know.
Okay.
I'll start, oh my God, I haven't spent this much time with my daughter, or me trying to be in a relationship. It's like, well, I ain't got time for you, boy. You know, I'm in hustle mode.
I be telling people, I'm like, what? I'm an entrepreneur. They be like, did you know it was gonna rain today? Rain today. I'm an entrepreneur. It don't matter if it rain or not. Like,
Right,
what y'all talking about? So I
right.
know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, but that type of thing, or just sometimes feeling like I don't want to do this no more, like I want to quit. You know, I think that's not talked about enough. I think almost every successful entrepreneur has had a point in time where they feel like, I want to quit, like I do not want to do this no more. Y'all getting on my nerves, everything getting on my nerves, and I don't want to do it no more. So I've had those times where, like, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, and you know, then somebody will DM me about, oh my God, I did what you told me to do, and I went viral, and now I got all these sales and blah 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 blah, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll keep doing it for like another month and see where
Not another month.
and see where it goes from here. But I don't think people talk about. I think people glorify and glamorize entrepreneurship so much that people think, oh, she's living the life. She ain't got no. I still got problems. I still got relationship problems. People are still, passing away in my family. People still getting sick. The same problems everybody else deal with, I got to deal with it too and still show up. So I think that if more people went in knowing that life doesn't stop just because you become an entrepreneur,
Yes.
things would be a little different for them when
Yes.
challenges do come, because everybody always be like, life start life, and so I stopped creating content.
That's exactly what you need to do. That's a great outlet for you.
Right. I'm like, okay, well, life gonna keep on life, and if you lucky. So,
But you do got that I don't have no problems girl look. Like some people just have that look where it just look
yeah,
like they got zero problems because they just
yeah,
don't carry nothing.
yeah.
So everybody just be like, her
She
life
got it.
perfect.
She got it.
Her
That's
life
because I know
perfect.
energy is contagious. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So if I come online and I show up and I'm, bubbly, and I'm a coach and I'm teaching you how to still show up through everything else that's going on, one of my things that I'm always asking women to learn how to do is to learn how to compartmentalize
Okay.
the way that men know how. And I
Okay.
ask you to be a man, but men don't come to work with their home problems. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? They don't show up in the boardroom with, oh, they broke, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's everything is going just fine with them. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what part of their
Yeah.
life that you're dealing with them
Yeah.
in, you know. And so if we learn how to tap into that, not letting our feelings run our businesses, we would do so much better as
Yeah.
women, you know. And people will say, "Oh, you being too hard." Like that's just not. We should tap into our femininity and all of that BS. Well, you keep on tapping. Let me know how I go. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the most successful business women are very stern. Like Kamora Lisa, like she's one of the women that I've always, she can't keep it in, but I hope she don't listen to,
But
if you ever listen to this, Kamora, I ain't mean to, you know what
well,
I'm
she
saying?
probably laughing.
Yeah.
She probably laughing.
But when she went in, she means business. You know what I'm saying? She's had how many divorces? That didn't affect her business.
Correct.
You wouldn't know that if it wasn't for all the TV and everything. She's
Yeah.
still being a mama. She's still running her business. She's still da da da. Look at Beyonce. We wouldn't know if videos wasn't leaked that her
Correct.
and Jay-Z doing whatever. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
She's still making lemonade, you know.
Yeah.
She's still popping up out here, but
Turning that
then
pain into profit. Okay.
yeah, but then you get a repo notice, and now all of a sudden you don't want to show up no more. You want to show up even more. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Or your kid acting up, or your man
Right.
cheated on you, or you know whatever. You ain't the only one, so
Right.
you ain't the only
Not
one.
she don't take y'all back to Sun. I said she don't went
Sir,
back to Sun.
sir, get some money, okay? Get some money. I promise you, it will solve 85% of your problems. Or whatever you over there talking about, life is life, and you
Is
know.
that a
So
T-shirt? Do you have a T-shirt with "Get Some Money" on it? I think you should.
get some money. That'll solve
Get some
85% of your
money.
problems.
Yes, amazing. Pay, will you hit that for me? I love it, honey. We could talk all day about these teens. So, okay. Next question is, starting your digital marketing coaching business during a pandemic was bold. What made you realize? I think you kind of answered this because you basically said that, it was the community, it was the people. The people was like, hey, you don't create a demand. I need
Mm-hmm.
what you got. Help me. And you like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Okay, cool. So that $17 ebook is what led to the four figures. Is that
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep. That 4 figure day. Yep.
You had a four-figure day off a $17 ebook. Was it Black Friday or just another day?
No, it was in June because I launched my business June 19th on Juneteenth.
Did you?
Yeah.
Of 2019
20.
or
Mm,
2020?
I don't know. Hold on.
Pandemic was 2020,
20.
but you might have started in 2019. You started before the pandemic, maybe.
Yeah, I did. I started a little bit before the pandemic. Yeah, so it was probably 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
So for aspiring, I want to talk specifically to, there's no discrimination over here. We don't have gender nor race discrimination over here. But Black women entrepreneurs, right? Because we're both Black women.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we do have a different struggle,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And so from your experiences as an entrepreneur, being a social selling entrepreneur, but also somebody who's called to main stages that are off social media and haven't had, because even as an exotic dancer, you were an entrepreneur, truthfully.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you feel, what is the best advice that you could give to a Black female entrepreneur?
Okay, so there's, what is this girl name? She is the creator of a women's hygiene line. It's a very popular women's feminine hygiene line. I cannot think of what her name is, but she's based out of Florida. She one day was, she was recording this guy across the street at her car, like taking pictures of her car, some kind of, supercar, like a Ferrari or something. Don't get me wrong. I don't know what kind of car it was. But he was like taking pictures, and she was like, oh my God, that car is so nice. Is that yours? And he's like, no, but it is nice. It's this white guy. He's like, no, but it is nice. And he's just flicking it up. So she goes, doot, doot. And he turns and he says, and he was like, no way. She's like, yeah, that's my car. And she was like, that's my get back for slavery.
Okay.
So I feel like if you're upset about the opportunities that we don't get, if you feel like we were not given a head start, get some money. That's how you get back. You know what I'm saying? That's your
Yeah,
get back. That's
yeah.
your lick
Get
back.
some money.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Get that.
I love that.
Can't
Yeah,
nobody fight with money. The
yeah.
person with the biggest pockets wins.
The person with the purse strings controls. That's from corporate America. That ain't even got nothing to do with social media. They all day long. The CIO, the CAO, the COO. It don't matter. It's the CFO, baby, because that's who controls the money.
You want to be treated right, get some money. Sit in first class and see how they don't treat you better than when you sitting back there in the back by the bathroom.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Pay for it to skip the line. You know what I'm saying? You don't like being treated a certain way, get some money.
And that's a problem. May I just say that that's a problem? I just want to pause right now and let all of these diamond medallion folks know that, baby, when I stand in line, I'm diamond medallion too.
Okay?
And all the first class travelers, baby, when I stand in line, I'm first class too. Do not, they will
That's your
literally,
get back.
because there's no formal lines
Right.
like it used to be in the old days. Like you
Mm-hmm.
had clear distinctions, so everybody's just kind of grouped. And what I noticed is you can be standing there and they just zoom right
They
on past
assume
you.
you ain't a part of
Pardon,
the get
pardon.
money crew. That's what I'm
Oh, there go
saying.
another
Like,
T-shirt. I'm buying them. You produced it. I promise you, I'm buying.
they assume that you're not a part of the get money
Isn't that
crew, and that is
crazy?
your lick
Yes.
bag.
And that's the lick bag. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But when you broke, you can't.
You
But
can't,
you,
I don't want to say you don't have a voice,
it's not as loud.
but it's definitely not as loud. So, that being said, we are going to take an official break. This has been an amazing first segment. Um, So get the people, just get them a razzle tazzle because they need to go click the bio link. Because see, Rich Friends got it. Rich Friends, y'all got it. Y'all got it. So y'all need to go support Kierra. But I want Kierra to give y'all a little. Go ahead, Kierra. Let them know what they need to go do. Get out of the bio link. What product they need.
Listen, I don't know what product they need. They listen. Don't put me on the spot like this.
I'm new to IG. If I'm new to IG, what do I need to go get
Go
off the bio?
ahead and grab my free planner, and we can start right there.
Okay, I love it. Brand awareness.
Yeah, grab my free planner.
Okay, I'm new to TikTok.
Get on my list.
What do I need to
Grab
do?
my free planner and
It's
get on
on
my
TikTok
list.
too.
Yeah.
So go get the free. And what is the planner called specifically?
It's called a free 31-day content planner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody go to, is it at KIERRA
SADE.
SADE
Yeah.
on both Instagram and TikTok?
No, TikTok is the lazy content coach.
Okay. So Instagram is at KIERRA SADE. Click the bio link and get the free planner, the free 31-day content free planner. And then if TikTok is your preferred social media platform, you're going to go to at the lazy content coach.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we'll be back. Power 108.9. Stay tuned. I'm gonna have to give do a quick different closeout just so Kierra can get them like 3 tips to go viral. Cause we sent them to the 31. Do you feel like the 31-day free planner sets the stage for the viral, or you need to get them 3 tips for
Yeah,
that?
it does because the way my welcome sequence is set up, I nurture them through the welcome sequence after they get the planner. I nurture them and talk to them about, reels, because right now that's the best way to go viral. Is learning how to create short format videos, good
Got you.
short format videos. So
Got you. What time is it? That I mean. Oh, it's 12:10. Yeah, we are good. But I don't know how do we. I mean, is there a way I can? Cause how we ended it, I don't know. Was that good?